Chapter 28 List and Boolean Expressions. List. A list is a variable that stores multiple values. This is useful when you have several pieces of information that you want to store in one place. List can store all types of values, including numbers, strings, and other lists. In Python, lists are formatted using square bracket and sometimes quotation marks with a comma between each item. For example, you can make a list called fruit and assign it the value apples, bananas, grapes, orange, and pears. List name fruits. List item square bracket apples, bananas, grapes, orange, pears. Note, each item has separated by a comma, but make sure the comma are on the side of the quotation marks so they not included as part of the string. Think of the list as a row of boxes. There are boxes hold a value. Every box on the list gets a number strings with 0. This number is called the index. Index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 list. The index is used to find or change a specific value or item within the list. In the fruit example, apples is located at index location 0 and the index location of pear is 4. A specific item in a list is located using the format list number. List is the name of the list and number sharp is the index location of the item. So fruit 0 is apples and fruit 4 is pears. To display the second item of the fruit is to use the print function, and the fruit is the name of the list and 1 for the index location of the item. Print fruit 1 because the index starts at 0. The second item has an index of 1. This will print bananas. You can also print out a selection of the list by naming the range of index to print like this. Print fruits 1, 4. Starting index, end index. This will write bananas, grapes, oranges. The ending index for pears is not included. And you are print to display more than one item in a list. The output will include the bracket and quotation marks. That's because you are printing a list, not just item in a list. There are lots of different ways to update a list. The last item isn't listed. Only the item up to the ending index position are included in the list. You can replace an item in a list after a list has been created. To replace a value of an item within a list, 1. Reference name in the index location. You assign the value. To replace grapes with kiwi, apples, bananas, grapes, oranges, pears. The index location of grapes is 2. You can replace grapes by assigning index 2 of the root list of kiwi. Fruit 2, kiwi. This is the now apples, bananas, kiwi, oranges, pears. To add an item to an end of the list, use the append function. Append means to add. If the list of the fruits was a shopping list, the append function would add item to the end of it. You can add cherries to the list by applying the append function to the fruits like this, list like this. Fruits, append, cherries. The list is now apples, bananas, kiwi, orange, pear, cherries. Commas are added automatically when you add new item to a list. To insert an item between two other values in a list, use the insert function inside the parentheses. Tell the function where to insert the new value and what the value should be. Add pitches to index location 2 of the fruit is using the insert function like this. Fruit insert 2 pairs. New item index location value to insert. The list is now apples, banana, pears, peach, kiwi, orange, pear, cherries. To remove an item from a list, use a remove function. Inside the parentheses, tell the function which item you want to remove by entering the value, the name of the item, not the index number. Fruits, remove kiwi. The list is now apples, bananas, peaches, oranges, pears, cherries. To sort a list, use either the sort function, which will put the list the numerical or alphabetical order A to Z, or use the reverse function, which will put the list in reverse order. Fruit sort orders the list to apples, bananas, cherries, orange, peaches, pears. Fruit reverse order the list to pears, peaches, orange, cherries, bananas, apples. To get the number of items in a list, use the len function. Fruits, pears, peaches, orange, cherries, bananas, apples. Fruit length, the len fruits. Put the name of the list inside the parentheses. Print fruits length. Print 6. To add one list to the end of another list, use the plus operator. Fruits, apples, bananas, kiwi. Vegetables, carrot, peas, onions. Produce fruits plus vegetables. Give the new variable the combined list a name. Print produce. Print apples, bananas, kiwi, carrot, peas, onion. List functions. List sharp reference a specific item in a list, where sharp is the index number of the item and list the name of the list. Append item, add an item to the end of the list. Insert number item, insert an item in a specific index location in a list. Remove item, remove an item from a list. Sort a list by numerical or alphabetical order. Reverse, sort a list by reverse order. Len, provide the number of the item found in a list. List within list. A list can be shared within another list. The second list is called insert list. You can use this list to show a subcategory or more specialized group. The format for making a list within a list is a second set of the bracket in the first list. Our list A, B, C, D1, D2, D3. Insert list stored in first item location of our list. Our list continued. For example, to list favorite apple is the list of the favorite list. Enter the opening bracket, add the type of the apples in quotation marks, and end with a closing bracket. Continue with the rest of the list. Fruits, bananas out the list, Gala, Empire, Macintosh, Golden, Delicious. In a list, Kiwi, Orange, Pear. Our list continued. The list of apple is stored as the second item of the fruit list. To print just the favorite apple, the inner list from the list of favorite fruit, use the print function with the second item index location 1 of the favorite fruit list. Print fruits. Second item, list name, print cola, empire, mijkor, golden delicious. You can print a string single apple name by using the index location 1 to reference list of the apples and then adding the index location of the specific apple. For example, to print Macintosh of the inner list of the apple, use this code. Print fruit 1, 2, specific apple, list of apple. Print Macintosh, list of apple, specific apple. Boolean expressions. In program, it's very common to want to know if something is true or false. For example, in a game, you want to know if the game is over, or if it's still going, or if a user got a question right or wrong. Python automatically detects a Boolean type variable when a value is set to true or false. The Boolean expression. When you are setting a variable to true or false, make sure you capitalize the T in true and the F in false. For example, my value true. Boolean variables are like a light switch. There are only two options, on or off, true or false. When you assign a Boolean expression to a variable, Python will set the value to true or false depending on whether the Boolean expression is true or false. For example, height 58, assign height the value of 8, 58, mid limit height bigger 50, assign mid limit the value of height bigger 50. This means that the height of greater than 50 will be the considered true. This will print true. The expression is true because the given height is 58 and 58 greater than 50, which means the mid limit is true. Number variable store the answer to a calculation and not the mathematical expression. Boolean variables are similar because they store true or false as the answer to a comparison expression instead of the comparison itself. This example shows assign the variable of test 1 to the Boolean expression 2 is equal to 4, which is false. Test 1 equal to same 4, print test 1. This will print false. Comparison operators. Evaluate information to be true or false. They compare two values to each other. Comparison operators are symbol meaning is equal to, is not equal to, is less than, is greater than, is less than or equal to, is greater than or equal to. Example of expression that valuable to true. Expression 2 is equal to is 2, true. 2 is not equal to 3, true. 2 is less than 3, true. 4 is greater than 3, true. 2 is less than or equal to 2, true. 5 is greater than or equal to 3, true. Example of expression that values to false. 2 is equal to 5, false. 2 is not equal to 2, false. 3 is less than 3, false. 2 is greater than 3, false. 5 is less than or equal to 3, false. 2 is greater than or equal to 3, false.